This young lady in the black want to respond. What's going on Earth?
You know, I think
How
Anthony
did
said
you
it.
recognize me? You snuck in here in black.
I'm always in black.
She was like, oh, here, they know it was her.
Always in black.
Did you do a smash and grab or something?
In crushed velvet? Okay. A gentleman over there said the battle of good and evil, light and darkness. I think as you get into or look in yourself and you're constantly looking at yourself, you find that there are moments when you're conscious and there's moments when you're unconscious. So I think that that's the ebb and flow that's happening in this earth is just people going unconscious and people coming into consciousness, aligning with God and being still.
Okay. Amazing. So, while we're here with you, is this your last, is this the last Sunday?
I will be driving to Atlanta on Wednesday.
She's leaving and going to Georgia.
Yes.
LA proved too much for her.
LA is a lot. LA is a lot.
And so we're going to miss you.
Thank you. I'm going to miss you guys too. This was divine for sure.
And were you helped?
Absolutely.
In what way?
I tell the story. I came here to help a family member that was male. So I heard about Bond. I thought it was going to be just men in a room, and I was going to get some knowledge. And then I came in, and it was you, Jesse. And I had to look at myself from the moment I walked in here. You said that I was a thrill seeker. I literally thought you were losing it. Like, I was like, there's no way he's talking about me. I'm the most, like, stable person except for my emotions. And it just was a constant, it was just a constant looking at myself and just coming back, gently coming back to myself, the self that is not there, but just being conscious of what this is. And the women's meeting, somebody had mentioned to me that I spoke about something really emotional, but I didn't cry. And that was big for me because anybody remembers I would cry every time I came.
We had a deep women's forum this past Thursday. It's the third Thursday of every month. And she's told us some stuff that's really, really makes you want to cry. If not with her, for her. But she didn't cry. You're right. I forgot you didn't cry. I know she boo-hoo on everything.
Go back, you'll see me crying a lot.
Yeah. But you did not cry.
I did not cry. I didn't cry. Yeah.
Even after we put you down, you still didn't cry.
Yeah, it was hot in there. It was really, the heat was on.
It was on. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know God brought me here to LA for a reason, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I wish you well.
Thank you
over
so
in
much,
Georgia.
Jesse. I appreciate all of this.
And make sure you still pray and keep up with yourself, watch your fellowship.
Definitely.
So you don't forget.
Yes. And I think I have made some really lifelong friends, if that's real. Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you,
so
Jesse.
don't get into what we talked about, but did you think about what we said?
Oh, absolutely. I saw it. It became real. And not to specifically talk about anything that we talked about in the women's meeting, but just what we talked about in these meetings, in fellowship. It's interesting when you think there's love in something and then something happens that is different than what is the normal motion, and you go, where did the love go? Where did the love go? So I actually was able to see that within the last 24 hours.
I knew you would.
I have. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
That's right.
Yeah.
At least now you know.
I do.
You're going with it.
Consciousness.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Amazing. You happy for her? Isn't that amazing? Me too. But I knew.
I'm happy and I'm, you know, it's
Why you sad?
well, not, I I chose the wrong term. I'm not sad at all, but
Right.
it is bittersweet.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to see something.
Yeah.
But
For
I'm
herself.
thrilled. Yeah, I'm thrilled
Yeah.
for Mimi.
I mean, I'm not gonna miss you or anything. No, I'm playing. I will miss you.
Well, Jesse, I will definitely miss your commentary. Like the things that you come out of your mouth do not come out of anybody's mouth. Like the Chinese virus and that kind of stuff. That stuff people don't say. You know what I mean?
It was made in China.
I will miss that because it's your pursuit of truth is it's commendable.
Well, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it.
Thank you, Jesse.
Amazing. Right on. Did I see your hand, sir? Yes, sir.
Yeah, just a question just came up to my head as you were talking. Is it okay to cry though, or be sad a little bit? If I don't know you very well, and there's no reason for me to cry in this moment, but I'm just saying. I was looking up the Bible verse as well. When Lazarus died, Jesus wept because he was sad and felt emotional. So would it be okay to feel sad and cry if you are, for whatever the
Do you
sadness
cry
is?
sometimes?
I don't. I mean, I haven't probably cried in 20 years, if not more.
You haven't cried in 20 years?
Not that I.
Nice.
Probably,
And-
yeah.
But you want to know, is it okay to cry?
Yeah. Is it
What's
an
the
emotion that
purpose
we
of
should
crying?
be? The purpose of crying? I mean, if I'm using the example from Jesus or the story of Lazarus, he felt sad because he knew Lazarus was dead and he couldn't do anything, or he could do something about it afterward because he raised him from the dead. But for some reason, he was sad enough to cry.
And so what's the purpose of crying?
Maybe shed grief or just release the point of grief.
For what purpose?
I guess that's my question. Is it okay?
One
Or is there a purpose?
One person want to respond, and then I'll respond because I
Mm-hmm.
want to close out here. The young lady right here in front of Raymond, he want to know, is it okay to cry?
Well, what I have learnt is that if you feel like you need to cry, you just kind of sit in it and just watch it and let it go by. But I think to be overly emotional and to cry all the time, then no.
So is it okay to cry?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh,
I don't want to say either way because
all that crying you've done?
that's what I'm saying. I used to cry a lot, right? I was like Mimi.
And
But
you
now
haven't cried lately.
No, I don't cry that much anymore.
See? All tears been wiped away.
Yeah.
The
That's what I'm
young-
saying. So when I do cry, it's like a little bit, and then you just keep it going.
Okay. The young lady who right here want to respond. Then I will respond. Sitting right here, sitting next to the guy in the black shirt.
Uh-oh.
Is it okay to cry? That was the question, right? You're not saying what?
I'm not saying that you have to be super emotional and absorb the emotions and be dramatic or say,
Right.
but in the example of this story, and I'm just thinking about if somebody passed away in your life, in that moment, in that instance, can you cry and get done with it and be good?
Okay.
Is that okay or not okay? Per
Is
se?
it okay to cry?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, it's okay to cry, I believe, but not like situational crying. Like if your mother passes away, I
You should
cried.
cry over that?
I cried.
You should cry if your mother died.
Well, she passed away in 2015, and I
Did
cried.
you cry?
Yes.
Why?
I lost someone that was important to me.
Oh. And then you laughed afterward. Like,
Um,
I'm glad she's gone.
no.
So it is okay to cry?
At certain times, yeah.
Like when? We know about mama. Is there another time?
If I feel like it can be like a stress relief,
A stress relief?
it could be or like a release.
Oh, okay. Have you ever cried over a man leaving?
In the past, I suppose I have,
And-
but not.
And why did you cry over him leaving?
I don't. Well, things occurred that it was kind of okay. It's all time to move on. But it's a sad. It's like an ending of something.
Why weren't you glad to see him go?
I wasn't glad.
Why not?
Necessarily.
Why not?
I think probably I have like a hard time of seeing final endings of things.
But that was the end. He was gone.
Yeah.
Oh, you can accept
But they
it.
always want to come back, and then that's a problem.
Do you let him back?
No,
Oh,
not
good.
no.
Amazing. So to answer your, thank you. That was a big help. No, I'm playing. When Jesus cried, he only cried because the people were blind and couldn't see. Because had they been able to see, they could have healed the man themselves. But they didn't. They had no insight. And so that's why Jesus cried. He didn't cry like human cry. He just realized that they could not see, but it wasn't emotional tears. You know what I mean? That makes sense? I can't hear him. He's relaxed up beside the wall. Unconscious.
Yeah, I think it makes sense because it's literally the verse before they say, we just laid him to rest, and then it says Jesus wept at that point. It doesn't say he was sad or he
Right.
was emotional. It just says he wept
Because
at
the
that
people couldn't see.
information.
And and I want to add to what the young lady said over there, but only reason people cry for the most part is for the thrill. They're not crying because they love you. They're not crying because mama died. They're cry because it feels good to cry. It's a thrill. But the devil would tell them that they're crying because mama died or because daddy died, but it's not, right? Because as soon as the body's in the grave, they're going back to have some chicken and rice and cornbread, and they're going back to fighting one another, and they forgot about the past, right? It was just a thrill. And then when they think about it, they get mad that the parent did. So it's just up and down thrill. It's not real. But they're, like what the young lady said over there, you don't plan to cry or not to cry. If the tears come, let them come and let them pass. But don't identify with the tears. Don't think of yourself, oh, I'm such a loving person. I cried over mama, or I cried over this, right? Don't get a thrill from it, and then it'll be fine. That make sense? I'm sorry?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thank you.